Hello, BuilderBot is bad, and my addiction to this game is still going, and this time I've actually made a pretty big improvement. What's going on here is I was trying to refine for plastic and whatnot, because I need that, as well as sending the petroleum gas over yonder to help produce Psi level 3s, which I believe it's actually producing again. Yep, we are producing Psi Pack 3s. This thing takes petroleum gas and water to produce sulfur. This thing takes sulfur, iron plates, and water to produce sulfuric acid. This takes iron plate, copper plate, and sulfuric acid to produce battery. This takes battery, advanced circuit, smart inserter, and steel to produce Tech 4. What's going on here? This is the wooden chest containing these things, and wow, these inserters. You are grabbing those. What is this thing mean exactly? Those inserters and steel. So this should, in addition to that, really be also grabbing steel and smart inserters. This should also be grabbing steel and smart inserters. That would make this. And this one can also grab you. That's it. So we got all kinds of things grabbing away. This is only so much. I need to load up this bin to prevent it from becoming too full. But yeah, making Tech 3 as well as the other things are all making the Tech 2s. Crap in a bucket. Look at this mess. They aren't properly merging. Okay, let's see if I can fix that right quick by doing this. There we go. Now the greens that are supplied go in straight, and blues that are supplied... Okay, so the blues will also be supplied from this way. This produces blues, they go in here and go here. So the things that are supplied go in the front, and they loop around to the other side, which means they should be able to keep funneling. If I need to, I can always build one of those scrambler switches to keep it evened out, because this side's holding 2 tines. But anyhow, what I was talking about wasn't so much my super science automation, even though I do have a very nice super science automation that builds up to tier 3 all by itself. I am very proud of this. I also have made some improvements, not the least of which is another fully electrically powered iron plate manufactory over here, which is actually supplying the iron plates that are being used in this setup. The iron plates go down here, the copper plates go down here. This one, what is this one grabbing? This one is grabbing the 3 rare earth goods, just the common ones are going here. The copper, the advanced circuit, and the smart inserter and whatnot are made elsewhere. Hopefully I don't run out of those. But the real advancement is what I've done to refineries. Not only do I have another one here with a lot more storage to back up so it can produce petroleum gas while these 2 get stored for a while, because I still don't know what to do with them. But, way out, autosave. He autosaves a lot this game. Which I suppose is good, it means I don't lose anything. But it's never crashed yet. On the other end of this long crude oil pipeline, long crude oil pipeline, long crude oil pipeline, here is another refinery. Oil is, I've gone exploring. You can see the mini map's pretty filled. Oil is pretty damn rare in this game. Though sometimes you find it all in one spot, and then you find like so much of everything else but no oil. So this is 7 oil derricks that all pump into these tanks, so I'll have a large backlog, and then it's transported back to the main area, so I have plenty of oil. These can be run by the solar panels, but just for fun, I'm running by more than that. Here is a massive coal mine operation, all with burner inserters and burner mining drills. The reason being, that means that they can actually be fueled by the resource they make, which essentially makes them perpetual motion devices. As for what's going on here, more burner inserters move the coal to this conveyor belt. The switcher makes sure it uses both halves of the belt, not just the one half. And then the entire supply goes for no other purpose than boilers. This is the rig over here with 5 steam engines that are pumping out a lot of power. This stuff goes to the power lines, it's transferred back. The point is, as this coal is used for nothing other than these boilers, there's more burner inserters to move the coal in. And these things run on coal, these things burn. The burner inserters, so we got 5 more steam engines to produce energy. And with all this coal, it's certainly not a supply that will run out any time soon. Not only is there a massive backlog here that is only very slowly being used, but these things are sitting on 1,000, 1.1 thousand, 1.6 thousand, 153. Well, that one's almost out already. But 1.8 thousand. A lot of coal is going to come out of these things, and because of this massive backlog, it's only coming out of these things very, very slowly. So this will last. So that's essentially my perpetual energy supply. I've got juice. I do not need more juice. So I guess I'll call this episode the fuel supply episode, because that's why I've set up massive electric oil derricks. Now the question is, what do I do with that? I would think those boilers could run on something not coal, but I don't know if they can. It doesn't say what it needs. There's a lot of little things in this game like that, like things don't say what they need or whatnot, that I feel could use some improving. Let's see if I wanted to, for now, for example, I could, but yeah, things may need some improving, but I can at least build as I go. This thing requires, where's my electricals? I only had one of those. There. Now it's got electricals, it will be making copper. The copper, I'm just going to, for the time being, put in a box. There. Copper plate will be in the box. 7,000 copper plate will be put in this box with 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4.8 thousand. So this will fill before this is emptied. So I'll just make some more. One of them will probably end up getting priority, yep. But it doesn't really matter. Once that's completely full, I won't be able to put anything more, and the others can. So this will just be, I'll be able to stop by here and get copper later, instead of just bottling up my entire conveyor belt. Because as you guys have probably been seeing over the last few episodes, my conveyor belt gets ridiculous. Everything's fed by it, and there's a massive loop of everything feeding everything else, and I really should have planned that better. A part of me is considering, now that I've got oil over there, there's also iron, and actually that's stone. A part of me is considering completely building a new machine. Just like forget everything over here. Well, not forget it. It's still going to operate on its own for quite a while, because I can largely forget about it, and these arrangements still work, making the various things that... Are you out of petroleum gas? Nah, you can't be. You're running into this. Whatever. They're just being drained quick. Making the various things they need to produce... Oh, it's out of steel. These things do not have steel. Where's my steel Motron? Am I grabbing steel? Does that look like... Is that steel or is that... Oh, I'm grabbing steel. That explains why there's no steel. It's supposed to grab steel. Ooh, that's a lot of steel. Yeah, that does explain why these things have no steel. The steel has been grabbed here for later use. I can probably turn you off. And just grab a few of those steels for now. And this box has room for some steel. And this thing is now back to producing Tier 3 science. Got Tier 1 and Tier 2s passing by. Now it's all Tier 2s there. I'm going to have an issue. I'm going to need one of these. I should have figured it wasn't going to be stable for long. There. You do that. No, will that even be enough? No, that's not even going to work, is it? The new ones are fed there. The old ones are still... So just whenever new ones come by, the old ones... How am I supposed to guarantee that this keeps feeding? If it gets to a certain amount, I want to just back up, even though I have this thing running 2 conveyors now. Oh, what am I doing? I don't... Well, that's nice enough, but I'm going to do... That's something I've done everywhere else when I had exactly this issue. That I don't know why I'm not doing here, because that seems pretty idiotic that it didn't occur to me until literally right now. Buffers! If it gets backlogged like it is doing now, and it can't feed any more in, it won't... Regardless of how backlogged it gets, even if I can't feed any more in, this will still allow it to continue to flow, because what's left will keep pumping into here, even if this is completely gummed up. Thus, it will ungum itself as the chest fills. And I suppose the ultimate other way I should have just done this before is this. They now both go down both lanes all the time, and the new ones just try to have to fight. Should probably do that here. 2. This way. The new ones have to fight to get into the conveyor belt. If it's too full, they can't get in. But the ones that exist are going to keep flowing regardless, because it's a full loop. This thing guarantees that they use both lanes. The switcher guarantees they use both lanes. The buffer keeps it flowing. That's kind of funny. It's now backlogged behind the buffer rather than in front of it. But it doesn't really matter. Why aren't you picking... Oh, I need to actually choose a research. Flight. You know, I researched car things before. I still haven't figured out how to actually build a car. Robotics, flight... What does this do? Flying robot frame? Construction robots, logistics robots... Flexible alternative to conveyor... Oh, Jesus shit. I want this. Logistics robots, flexible alternative to conveyor belt. Did they just, like, say, like, I want this output here to go to this input over here, and I don't need to actually draw these massive paths to them. Because right now, holy wank, my conveyor belts get a little ridiculous just to keep this massive produce the science engine going. The green producer's here, the red producer there and over here, the blue singular producer here. Seems to produce enough even though it's just the one because the blues don't get used that much. And I really don't want to build another one considering it needed this, this, and this just to make this. It needed a lot of everything just to get one of these. I really don't need this, do I? Now that they're feeding everything into this chest. You know what? I could totally make another one of those. This thing needs batteries. Why are there two of these? This thing just makes batteries. Alright. So let's see if I can make another one of those. It will go here where it has power. This would, I don't in any way need a rapid picker. I just built a stupid picker. Where's the stupid picker? There it is. You are supposed to build glue science. You need batteries, you need advanced circuits, and you need smart inserters. Alright, so the point of this is if I need these to get here without them actually losing here. Let's see what happens. Do some other research. Oh, that'll work. If I put this here and this here, okay, I will put this like this. Not like that. Not like that. There. Now, if I put this like this, it will feed what's in there out, but what's in there will constantly be being refed in. If this would grab something other than steel, why are you only grabbing steel? Damn you to hell. Man, this felt like it was a good idea. But it's just completely stealing and only doing steel. How do I also get the advanced circuits? Oh well. Here's the other way of doing this that I probably should have thought of first. Splitter. And instead of doing all this mess, have this go the other way with box. I actually can't make the tiny box. Box and you. Now when these things acquire over here, I'm not getting any smart inserters. Let's just take two of them so I can offload into here and make sure. And now I need to get the battery out. The batteries go there. And I also want the batteries to go here. So how do I do this? First I'm going to move the inserter to here. That way a conveyor can pull the batteries over here because the batteries are the only thing that will be on that belt. Therefore, I don't need to be super sparing about locations or anything else. So the batteries will be the only thing there. I don't need to worry about boxes or switches. I can just do a conveyor, and these things will do this. And now I have 2 science packs. And I nicked some batteries, didn't I? I'll give you half of them and you the other half, just so you have. Now the pickers, though, I moved some over myself, but I'm not. Are they being? Oh, there's a picker coming down. Okay, so the picker producer is still building pickers, and now it almost looks like I have so much blue, and the green has been used up. Even though I just put a second blue in, this didn't really need to do that. And the switchers and the buffer will prevent it from ever bogging down entirely. What is going on with the greens and the knots? What do you need? Conveyors. Oh, I think I may have turned off the conveyor producer because there were so many of them for a while. Wait. Is this the one that's supposed to produce conveyors? Which one is supposed to produce conveyors? Damn it. What one is... Oh, yes, it's totally this one supposed to produce conveyors. So these will go in... This goes in here. Okay. Its output gets moved to here, which is moved to here, which is moved to here. Here gets eaten by this, which needs... which had a conveyor. That needs pickers. How does this thing get conveyors then? These things have to get conveyors somehow. The only place to grab them is here. Okay, what is... These things are set to grab coal, conveyors, and steel. Okay. So yes, this is the conveyor maker. It transfers the conveyors onto there, which will then be supplied to that. They're also go over here, which will supply to this, allowing it to continue to start producing green again. And the ones that overload will have to just go in a full loop around everything. And once they go on a full loop around everything, they'll come back. That thing produces smart things. I never thought I'd have so many things automated to produce pickers. Just to put them on conveyor belts so they can be fed into other things that need pickers. And this thing... Yeah, when the conveyors come back around, these pickers here are programmed to grab them along with the steel and the coal. So instead of going back through once they do a full loop of this place, they'll get bypassed down here in front of all of these, which will be able to then just grab them. I can certainly accelerate the process because I have a few. So I can just pick this up and go there. Oh shit, this thing can't even grab a picker, can it? You are a failure. Well, that and sometimes these things are doofy. Because this thing can't grab. You know, what happens if I put this here and then try dropping a picker? Would we have enough pickers that they go through? There, now it can grab. What the hell just happened? Well, that's a weird behavior. The point is, in the inside corner, sometimes it's too quick for even the quick pickers to grab, so I have to replace it with a long picker, so we can grab. Essentially, it's grabbing from here when they come by. Other than that, the picker is now going. See, these things, once they eventually, this thing is working, right? Yeah, it is working. And that's still hilarious. Because half of them go in here to feed them, the other half go in here to feed this. Which they don't really need to do that, do they? In fact, that's probably being wasteful. That's all that comes out of here is a picker. I'm going to put a smart picker here. You will pick... Actually, I don't even need a smart picker, do I? Forget that. I'll just use a stupid picker. Because the only thing that can come on this conveyor belt is stupid pickers. And then I can just delete you and you. You and you. Do this. This thing now has access to its pickers. Yeah, this thing gets access to its pickers from the same conveyor belt as these things now. Because it does other things far slower, it doesn't need them, and this can just have the circuitry and the steel. These do need inserters, and they normally grab them from here. But if once these inserters go back around, they'll go back around in front of everything. Which means they could be cleaned up by these. Point being, if they're just when they miss wherever these inserters go, they'll get looped back around, and they will pass in front of these three. So ultimately, they can get grabbed by these three. I really should backlog this again, because I want... This isn't going to work. Oh, yes it is. Never mind. Yes it is. Since this conveyor belt is using both... No, I'm just going to make it stop for this. You go away. You instead go here. Alright, the reason I just did that is because the smart pickers I have need to get back onto the main belt, but the stupid pickers are largely useless for anything. So I'm going to let those finish and then terminate that. As I may have mentioned before, these stupid pickers will pass by in front of everything. So these things will be able to, so these green ones up here will be able to grab them. Normally they are fed from the pickers from behind through here, I think. They certainly are being fed by pickers. Oh yeah, this is the picker producer. It puts them here. This can grab, and the ones that miss get switched through here, and they go into boxes that these can grab from, but these tunes aren't getting enough. So when those things come by again, they will pass in front, and this will be able to grab them. Good. This rearrangement is that there for a while it has had these feeding out because I was using the same belt for the green output, for the smart picker output. The smart pickers need to get over to the science area because they're used to produce blue. The stupid pickers, however, are used to produce green. So what I need is to make sure they. I don't need them going back onto the main belt. So I'm just going to end the belt here. These will slowly backlog up here, and that's perfectly fine because these are the only things that use them, and those pickers are the only things that will end up on this track. So that's all fine and dandy. This is the part that's a little potentially not great. This fills, you know. I know it's getting plenty of steel, and you know what? I'm going to just upgrade that just so it won't fill. The reason I'm saying that is because it needs all three of those. So that's what this thing needs. which is why I have... Those are the only 3 things that can come down this route. The downside is it's getting way fewer gears than other things. And the risk was if this filled up on gears, then filled up on things that are not gears, and the gears won't be able to get in, and they won't be able to go in here at all. Alright, so I've got the pickers going, these things are going, this needs some more of those things here, they're coming by. This will move them here, these 3 will get first dibs. It grabbed one, it didn't grab this one though. Neither of them grabbed it, which means it's now looping. There it goes. And once it loops, it'll shift it down to these red conveyors, which go straight in front of these blue-green things here, so they get dibs. Phantasmical. Just for the hell of it. Let's put a few more on, shall we? And in fact, let's put a few more on, but a bit slower so I don't overload the system. Buffers away. Full. Oh, that's the point of the buffer, though. If the system is pumping too much material in, it can still load up these things, but if I end up losing material on the output, then the boxes can be drained to keep the conveyor belt full. And these boxes are just because I had so much coal for a while I wanted to separate it off, and now I don't have any coal apparently on the main conveyor belt, so... Or it just ended up all in these boxes, so the coal is being put back on only very slowly. Well, there's a question, how is this coal ever going to get back on the belt? Because right now it's just doing that. And it's pushing this interior load onto there, whatever. So I don't think it's a big issue right now. These things... Oh, these things are still drilling, aren't they? Oh, they're not on any resources. That's why there's no coal being produced, because there's no resources there. But I kind of want to get off the coal teat down here anyway. The coal is used for power, and over way off on the other side is where I have all my coal producing power. I'll keep the coal away from here and slowly phase things out. These power supplies don't... Well, they use coal now, but I'll slowly be able to get rid of those and be able to... Since I'm getting plastic now, which is all nice in here, to make the advanced circuits that the massive science thing needs, I should be able to slowly replace all of these coal-eating pits with electric furnaces, thereby cleaning up this mess. No more coal, no more needs, no more backlogs, or fewer backlogs. The copper supply here is running scant, but I think you can see there's so much on the belt that I don't really need to reduce it. Well, that would be this lot. This will be BuilderBot's log for this time. And ooh, I made science. I researched flight. Now, how do I actually build these logistics robots? Effects, Roboport, passive provider chest logistics robot. Wait, what is that? Advanced oil processing. What's the difference between that and basic oil processing? This looks like you. Where's the other one? That it pulls up the advanced oil processing. Basic. It was 334. 334. And advanced produces 145. So this is less heavy oil, more light oil and gas. I like that. Science away, my bots. I have green coming. I see the green coming. Still have a huge amount of blue, and I think the buffer is keeping the conveyor running. Oh well. Yeah, well, not many of these are even going because they need green. And the only one staying green is this first one. But hey, it's actually going pretty quick for the fact that that was the only one that had any green. Probably because I have lab efficiency 4, which gives me plus 50% lab speed. You need... Actually, come to think of it, what you need is what I have. I'll just give you some of these. I will likewise give you some of these. And I will drop off a whole frickload of my remainders of these here. To make sure you lot have these. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because I certainly don't need that many of them. You don't really need those at all, do you? What you guys need is... The ones up there need these, what these ones need... There's the conveyors. Wait, are these guys failing to pick up the conveyors? Ball sack. I hate you. I hate you. There. Fast picker. That way they're actually going to move fast enough to picker. Or inserters, whatever these things are called. There. Fast inserters. Now when these things go by, as they're going by, these things will actually move fast enough to grab the inserters. Which will run these, and I'll get more green science. There's always a downside. I upgraded to the faster conveyor belt to make this whole thing more efficient, and then the slow pickers, or slow inserters, are literally too slow to actually interact with the fast conveyor belt. They sometimes miss. That lawn arm, though, is still working because, well, it's long enough. And of course, when they're finished, the lawn arms on the outputs move them over to this side, so they will go up here. I should be getting much more greens coming through, and therefore... Yeah, the greens are going through in a much higher instance the labs are going, then I'm here to go faster. Good. Always something to unhitch in this game. Always something to unhitch. But I think I got it going pretty well now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 reds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 greens. And 2 blues. And it is keeping 11 labs generally pretty happy. The greens still need to catch up a bit, but you see they're coming here. Of course, the labs in the front gets first dibs, so they'll have to wait for the labs in the back to get them before we get any more. But hey, so with the buffer and the switcher to keep them using both lanes and to prevent backlogs, and now greens are coming down. They're still getting grabbed by the earlier labs. But they'll get there, especially when more come. And well, if the earlier labs are grabbing them, that means they're in need. So I was about to end the video earlier, and I guess I'll have to end it now. It's been pretty long. But this has been BuilderBot signing off. And, well, let's see what I'll have built next time around. Goodbye.